Hey, are you ready for some darkness? I am going to read you some scary stories from this book, alright? You just relax. It might be scary, so better go in your bed, hide under your blanket, and listen with headphones for the best experience, alright? We have the contents: countryside, hauntings, Obon, buildings, games indoors, traveling, curses and legends, technology, disappearances, and when you understand. I think games and dolls sounds interesting, right? Let's check it out. 227. 227, alright. There we go. Alright, guys, I found a story. When we played hide and seek in the forest. Before I start, I have to apologize. Well, my English is not the best. I know many of you said it's fine, it's good, but you all know I'm German, right? And how do I tell it? When I'm reading it in English, it's very, very bad. But I give my best, okay? So relax and enjoy. This is the story from when I was in the fourth grade of elementary school. It was our day off, so I went to the forest with 5 or 6 of my friends, and we decided to play hide and seek. We met up after school and decided to head out after eating lunch. After we finished eating, one of my friends was like, "Should we go now?" So we all headed towards the forest. We walked around for 30 minutes and then reached our destination. We immediately played Jenkin, rock, scissors, paper, and decided the Oni. From here on out, I'll prefer to the Oni as S, and my other friends A, F, T, and M. S started counting to 30, so everyone quickly ran to hide. I decided to hide about 5 meters away from A, F, and T. For some reason, M tried to blend in with the trees, and he lost. Before we knew it, it was nighttime, and the dim forest was kinda creepy. M was the first person found, A, F, T, and I saw it and laughed about how quickly he'd been found, despite trying to become one with the trees. A little after that, we told S to start counting again. Then, dialogue. S, are you ready? Me, not yet, I said and laughed. One more time S called out, are you ready? From somewhere nearby I heard a girl's voice. Okay. I thought, but figured it was just my imagination, so I didn't think much of it. S, are you ready? Me, okay. As soon as I said this, suddenly a girl wearing red clothes with a red hood appeared right before me. Her face was all messed up, and she had no teeth. She grinned at me. Hey, I found you. When I came to, I was in S house. When I asked everyone about the girl, they said they saw her as well. A small girl who was crawling on all fours towards you. When I heard this, it was the first time in my life I got chills. That, guys, was the first story. Let's see what else we can find. Oh no, this sounds interesting. When I fell asleep with the curtain open. It was a summer night when I was in the second grade of high school. That day I had a club game and was really tired, so I hurried to finish dinner, shower, and get to bed. I went to my room, and as soon as I hit the bed, I was overwhelmed by drowsiness. So, with the curtain still open, I fell asleep. Not closing the curtains before I fell asleep was a big mistake. Despite the fact I was tired, I woke up in the middle of the night for some reason. The room was quiet, not a single sound. My attention was drawn to the open curtain, and I tried to get up to close it. But then I noticed something strange. I couldn't move. Crap. Sleep paralysis, I thought, and struggled with all my might. But my body wouldn't move at all. On the contrary, what is this word? I don't know this. Contrary. Well, anyway, on the contrary, my body felt even heavier, and I could feel someone looking at me from somewhere. At that time, my eyes were still facing the window. I could feel a gaze coming from that direction. This is not good, I thought. I tried to look away, but for some reason, my eyes kept returning to the window. Then I saw something floating outside. It was a person's head. There was nothing below the neck. My room is on the second floor, so it was impossible for someone to be looking in through the window. I struggled even harder to look in a different direction, but it was no use. Then the served head looked at me. His forehead was split, his hair a mess. It was like the blood-covered head of a warrior fleeing the battlefield. At that point, I lost consciousness. What is this? Conscious. Damn, guys. Conscious. Oh my god. Okay, guys. We make a break. Subscribe, like, comment. Okay, let me try again. Guys, it's time for Google. Now I remember again, guys. Consciousness. I will start again. At that point, I lost consciousness, and when I opened my eyes again, it was morning. Since then, I always make sure to keep the curtains closed when I go to sleep. What about you guys? Do you sleep with your curtains open or closed? I personally always closed to stop the demons, to stop the ghosts, so I feel more safe. We have another haunting story. The title: I saw a girl standing in the distance. I sleep with my feet facing the north, and around midnight I suddenly woke up. I don't know exactly what it was, but something in the northeast of my room, the area where the wall meets the roof, attracted my attention. As I stared at it, it felt like I could see a woman standing in the distance, even I thought I was inside. She had her back to me. She had long black hair down to her backside and was wearing a red dress. I was alert and conscious, but I'd also just woken up, so I just kept staring at it. Then the girl turned around and looked at me. She smiled so wide, it was like her mouth was being torn apart. As soon as she did, I lost feeling all throughout my body. Everything around me felt wrong. I was so scared. My entire body broke out in sweat and I forced my eyes closed. Next thing I knew, it was morning. I went and told my older brother about what happened, and he told me the exact same thing happened to him the day before. We both slept with our feet facing the north, and in the middle of the night, our eyes opened when we stared at the corner in the northeast of the room. A girl was standing there. She apparently looked the same, except she was wearing a black dress for my brother. Then, when she slowly turned around, rip, in an instant, her grin seemed to trip her mouth wide open, and then we both succumbed to sleep paralysis. We were terrified that we had the same experience without the other knowing about it. But since then, nothing else happened. The next story. Strange religious activity. This happened to my 50-year-old brother when I was 18. It was past 12 a.m. and that day there had been some light rain. My brother's room was at the end of the second floor, about 10 meters away from the road. He was reading a book when suddenly he could hear something coming from the road outside. Dun, dun. Thinking it might just be the rain on the roof. But he didn't think too much of it. But as time went on, it felt like the sound was getting closer. So he opened the curtain and had a look outside. There was a small truck that seemed to be missing his trailer. It was driving really slowly, like the speed of a walking person. What was strange about it, though, was that none of the lights were on, and it was surrounded by a group of people. It seemed like that earlier noise was this truck. There were about 6 men and women around it. They were all wearing some kind of cloth on their heads. After confirming that the truck had passed by, my brother came to my room and told me about it. When I heard, I was like, why didn't you come and tell me sooner? And rushed to his room. But of course, the truck was gone. At the same time, I'd also heard the sound from my room. At first, I thought it's just the rain hitting the roof, but after a while I thought it might have been the sound of a drum from far away. You can occasionally hear the sound of drums here during the night, and I was just thinking about how much of an annoyance it must be for the people living nearby. We live in a small town in Hokkaido, by the way. Around 12 a.m. we only get one, maybe two, cars passing at night. I don't know what it was, but I guess it was some sort of strange religious group. Guys, you can't believe how hard it is for me to read in English. You guys try to read in German, okay? Try to read something. You know, there's a couple of words it's hard to pronounce for me, okay? And I know already I have to cut out a lot of things, okay? In German it's way easier because it's my main language, you know, I can read better stuff and say it better, like, let me give you an example. Das Dunkle ist erwacht und die Macht des Bösen wird immer stärker. Doch wie können wir es aufhalten? Fragte man sich. Doch die Antwort lautet gar nicht. Maybe the next time I'm reading a story, I make it in German. You know, guys, let's be honest, my English is terrible in when it comes to reading, okay, it's terrible. But guys, I just hope that you can fall asleep while listening to this. Hopefully, and very hopefully. I know I have to cut out many things, guys. I think it will be a very short video because I failed so much. Yeah, guys, I failed so much during reading. So let me just give you a little bit tapping with the book. Alright, guys, I wish you a great night or a great day. Stay happy, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next